What is up guys, it is Ross, and welcome back to another Mario Kart Wii Limitless developer commentary and vehicle showcase. So, the randomizer today has given me the Flame Flyer. This is the first kart I've had to showcase, so hopefully I'll be a little bit in my element. Fun fact, in vanilla Mario Kart Wii, Flame Flyer is my main, actually, ever since I converted into becoming a karter. And if you are knowledgeable on karts in vanilla Mario Kart Wii, Flame Flyer is probably the vehicle for you in this mod, because Flame Flyer is extremely similar to how it is in vanilla. It's got high top speed, well, above average top speed, I guess, in the context of Limitless, above average mini turbo. It's got good drift for a heavyweight. It's got high weight. And it maintains its vanilla weaknesses of terrible acceleration, terrible handling, terrible off-road, and it's a big hitbox, which makes it a pretty easy target to get hit by with items. Now, why is the Flame Flyer so similar to vanilla? Basically, Flame Flyer, if you join Kart Lounge, or hell, if you just look at any kart time trial world record, Flame Flyer is a very popular choice. It is basically the analog to Flame Runner in terms of bikes. Wild Wing is like better, I think, in my personal opinion, it's better, but Flame Flyer in competitive karting environments is easily the most popular vehicle. So we kind of wanted to respect that in Mario Kart Wii Limitless by making Flame Flyer function largely the way that it does in vanilla. That way, karting players can feel a bit more comfortable easing their transition into Mario Kart Wii Limitless's wacky and more balanced environment. And in the past, people have made the point that karts are buffed to be on par with bikes in Limitless, right? So karters are just going to feel at home regardless, and yeah, I can see the argument, but Limitless has a wide variety of wacky, goofy playstyles, like obviously you have the Tiny Titan, the Super Blooper, the Blue Falcon, the Sugar Scoot, and having vanilla-friendly playstyles is obviously a good thing to have for variety's sake, so that people who like those vehicles in vanilla, they can feel represented, and that's obviously a thing that we should respect, I think. It's also much better that Flame Flyer is like this, I think, because Wild Wing and especially Mini Beast have some funny gimmicks. They're like a hybrid of their vanilla identity and their rebalanced identity, which was pretty cool for its time. And I think Flame Flyer sort of being normal gives vanilla karters at least some comfort, you know? Like, maybe Mini Beast or Wild Wing aren't their cup of tea, but perhaps Flame Flyer will feel right at home for them. So yeah, enough about Flame Flyer's identity, I guess, and on to Flame Flyer itself. This thing is very do or die. It is... ignore its weight stat, this thing is quite the glass cannon. Its top speed and its mini turbo, its off-road is terrible, as you just witnessed, but yeah, its speed and mini turbo are both extremely strong, which makes it a balanced front-running vehicle. On tracks that favour karts, Flame Flyer, fuck's sake, Flame Flyer won't lose. On average, it won't lose to, like, vehicles with sky-high mini-turbo, like Day Tripper, and it won't lose to vehicles that spec hard into top speed, like Blue Falcon or Mini Beast. It'll just be kind of in the middle, like, it'll be able to capitalize on any sort of track, as long as it isn't too bike-favored, which makes it a very well-rounded presence at the front of the pack. And its ability to push itself to the front of the pack is made 10 times better by the fact that Flame Flyer is a bit of a fat fuck. Like, you know, this thing is heavy, and if you get bumped by it, it bloody hurts. The price it has to pay for all of that, of course, like, it's got phenomenal top speed, phenomenal mini turbo. Why didn't I use that sooner? It's got phenomenal weight. Its acceleration sucks. And its off-road and handling being so low means it has little in the way of flexibility when it comes to taking shortcuts or alternative strategies. In the same way that more versatile vehicles like the standard carts or classic dragster or something can. Oh, that was so close to being the sickest banana snipe ever. And obviously, when the Flame Flyer is in the thick of the pack, it fears item play a lot because it's got a big hitbox, which means it's easy to hit, and the low acceleration means it gets punished if it does get hit. So yeah, those are things to keep in mind when you're using the Flame Flyer. I totally understand if Flame Flyer doesn't tickle your fancy, but you never know. Sometimes in Mario Kart Wii it's worth gambling a bit. Mario Kart Wii is all about gambling at the end of the day with how many items get flown around and whatnot. Oh, well, I made it. I just didn't expect to have my drift held onto there, so that... Actually, now that I think about it, I haven't lost a single race in these developer commentaries yet. The CPUs need to step up their game, I think. Poisonous Pass. I will hold back a bit this race, just to sort of showcase how miserable life can be if Flame Flyer is in the thick of a pack. Because when you're front-running, it's all sunshine and rainbows, but once you have to adapt to mid-pack shenanigans, it's a whole different type of story. Yeah, as you can see there, Flame Flyer's acceleration is not good. It's significantly better than it is in vanilla, but it's still not great. Like, it's one of the lowest in the game. Which makes sense, you know, it's the weakness that Flame Flyer's balanced around. I'll hit that green just to sort of further prove my point. Yeah, it took multiple seconds for me to even be able to start a drift. Very, very punishing vehicle if it gets hit. Oh wow, I made that flawlessly. I'm gonna predict a shock here. Damn. Damn! That's my punishment for failing to predict the shock, I suppose. Alright, another first. I think of all the carts in Mario Kart Wii Limitless, I think the Flame Flyer's definitely been one of the most impactful. Because its status as, like, being very faithful to vanilla means that there have been a lot of people that have used it over the patches. It's definitely a vehicle that a lot of kart mains gravitate towards, and that's, you know, that's the job description, so you know, I've done my job here. It's obviously a vehicle that has its role, and it plays into that role very well. That was a very early drift. I did not mean to do that so early. Oh, and also, I can talk about kart buffs for a minute here, because I believe Flame Flyer has enough speed to do this now. Yeah, I can just clear those ramps now. It's not as consistent to do that in vanilla, but it's much, much easier to do that in Limitless, because the speed buff gives you that extra little kick you need to be able to clear the gaps. Oops. Whoop. Flame Flyer moment. You get hit by one thing, and then you get hit by, you know, the universe has to come and smite you down then, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can afford to get very wasteful with your bananas on this track, because red shells just do not function. Okay, that was close. Yeah, red shells don't function very well on this track, so it's a very easy track to just break away and front run on. Because you can spend less time protecting yourself and more time laying traps and expanding your domain. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool dynamic for a track to have. It isn't broken, I don't think, because blue shells exist and can very quickly bring you back down to earth. And that does the GP. Perfect 60 with a perfect 60 once again. So that is the Flame Flyer in Mario Kart Wii Limitless. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this developer commentary and vehicle showcase. Be sure to check out the next parts when they come out, and check the previous parts if you haven't done so already. So yeah, that is Ross, signing out. Goodbye.